Coming into the 2018 season, we had certainly had high expectations coming off a state championship. It was probably one of the most exciting seasons, exciting years that I could think of that we ever had around here with comeback victories, close games, and top it off with a brilliant run in the state tournament. And bringing back a lot of guys, we certainly had expectations to get back to the championship, and a lot to prove because we were getting bumped up a class. And as we started the year out, we went away to camp.
UMass was probably one of the best. I felt more like a leader. It was fun too.
We started together as a team, realizing that the guys from last year are gone, and the new guys had realizing it's their team now, it's their show.
This year it was the same type of kids, but it was more of can't really let the community down. St. Joe's. When hate to be one of the captain who wouldn't lead his team to go back to back.
We worked so hard just to get back there, and repeating is so much harder than just winning one state championship. And then coming out and just getting out to the start that we got out to, 49-0 at halftime. They couldn't stop us on offense. Our defense was playing great, and just getting to run up the score and score that many points and break the record for most Varsity championship game, especially in your last game in high school, is really special.
Last year or this year, it feels like there's more of like a leadership to what I did kind of. I didn't get to start it all, but backing up Whopper, Mike Moe, and Porter, always being there, in the rotation with them. It was just awesome. Both years were just completely awesome.
Archery celebration, when that first game against New Canaan, when I punted that ball in the 1 yard line, kind of just did it. I don't really know what I was thinking. I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna make this fun and do a celebration. And I did not think it was gonna be on Game Time Connecticut that night. That's for sure.
One memory that stands out to me was New Canaan junior year. Me and Kyron at halftime, out of joy, were crying. I have no idea why, but we were like laughing, and we were just so excited to be part of the team.
There's another one happened with Fraser. It was state championship, and we scored on the last little draw right. We're at the pole, and after we kick the field goal, I'm running off the field, and he tells me to go up the jump, to celebrate, and came in too fast, and I knocked him over. It was just hilarious.
Richfield last year, when they had the ball and Ace got a huge pass deflection and everyone was so pumped on the sideline, and I just knew at that moment that we were going to win.
David Summers in the pocket, pressure from both sides, and throws up a ball to Will. Will wide open for a touchdown. It was amazing, and it just shows that anything can happen and never to give up.
And Coach Chewy, in the last 2 or 3 years when I played, he always used to call me Golden Toe, and it kind of just stuck with me, so I liked it.
I'm not even sure how that started. I think it started with Jared.
I guess Jared liked the rose.
Originally started last year with Jared.
On all of his pictures he's posted on Instagram, he'd always put the rose emoji, so we were looking for a name for the offense because the Swarm had theirs, and they would always make fun of us that we didn't have anything like them, so I think we came up with something, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
We get Swarm from News, always tells us to swarm with the football. It was just kind of something to bring us all together.
A mentality like no one else on the field. We like to think of ourselves different than anyone else, whether it's being aggressive, playing like one, swarming to the football, all those good things.
We don't claim the linebackers though, or the D linemen, just us athletes in the back.
SJ Big Pigs. SJ Big Pigs. That's my nickname. Big Pigs are in the trenches, like Dirty Mike or Rob, whatever that kid does.
We're just kind of the bigger kids out of the football team being linemen, and we're just like pigs. We love to play in the mud, stick our hand in the dirt, and go for it.
D lineman's rough, tough guy. It's all you gotta be.
Who came to practice one day and was like, SJ Big Pigs, he started flexing. And we all just started dying laughing.
He's the nuttiest guy on the team. There's a lot of nutty guys on the team. Either Wop or Mitty.
The funniest kids I think is Whopper.
It's gotta be Whopper. Alex. Probably Alex Pags.
Maybe Alex Pags or Mark Arnone. 2 guys you wouldn't expect, but idiots.
I'd have to say Noah Gage.
I have to say is Noah Gage.
WAP always does this thing during winters. He always dances around and then flops on the ground. That's something that we all know, we all see, and it's just we all laugh at it. It's hilarious.
I think it was Whopper. Wop went into their dorm and like lifted up his shirt and just went ham, pretty much. During one of our playoff games, he came in with the crop top. He's always chasing people around, making jokes.
He's just hilarious, just everything he does, from when he's counting in line and he's just screaming and doing his thing, to when we're doing in the corner when we're going over special teams and he's dancing and doing all this crazy stuff. I think it's just hilarious. The whole team just laughs.
Pags. He's just he's just a goofball, but he's like serious at the same time. One time he told me he was like, all right, I'm blitzing A gap, and he ran. He said he made a tackle. Like, you just gotta listen to him talk sometimes.
Jaden, I mean, he seems quiet, but when you're alone with him, he's crazy. He says some nutty stuff, but he's great to be around. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get out of him that day. He's a great athlete, great player, great teammate, and I'm really gonna miss him next year.
I'd have to say Noah Gage. I mean, I think what made him even funnier was getting that pick against Staples, because then he really could have something to talk about that meant something. It's not just JV picks.
It feels pretty funny on the field because his personality is very unique. He can just make you laugh so easily with his positivity, and he makes a lot of jokes. He talks to everyone. He's everyone's friend.
Out of our group, for the big pigs, I'd probably say Mike C. We call him Dirty Mike, and that probably explains that mostly.
Coach's quotes. I mean, we got some from lighting up the scoreboard from Coach Shavs.
There was a practice this year, and I think Phil was hurt, so Preston had to step in, and Preston like dropped one of the balls that David threw him, and Coach Shavs was yelling. He was like, "Preston, take the training wheels off," and we all just started laughing.
Run line play wise from Coach Frazick.
Frazik's pregame speech, he always starts off with the same words, and that's line play wise.
Well, Fraser would always say it's just a business day on game days. So I guess it was kind of comforting. We just gotta do what we do.
The one that I'm gonna remember the most is when we were all just like, how we were having a slow day. We weren't like going all out like we should have been in practice. He was just saying effort and attitude. You know, we gotta want it. We want to do the best. We have to have the effort. We have to have the attitude.
Coach Clark obviously bolts the Rydell.
The bolts of the Rydell into his chest.
Stick the bolts of the Rydell into their rib cage.
Puts the bolts of the Rydell in the chest.
Coach Clark always with his classic sayings. All right, men.
He has so many. That quit smoking and joking. He's just a classic guy. I love him so much.
I think the best moment to define Coach Clark specifically was after the state championship. I came out and I was hugging all the coaches. They were all congratulating me, and we were probably up 70 points at this point. I go up to Coach Clark and try to hug him, and he tells me the game's not over yet.
I'll weed out some of the foul language, but Nugs used to say pre-game, we have to go around like savage dogs and hunt, swarm, eat.
I can't really say any of Coach Bouge's because this is going to be in front of my parents and other adults.
A large junior class, a lot of those guys stepped up. One guy that stands out was Alex Pags on defense and playing middle linebacker for us. He had a lot of responsibilities, and he's as bright of a defensive player as we've had here in a long time, and I think he knew everything that was going on. Jack Wallace, a sophomore, studied film more than anybody I've seen in a long time and knew everything that our opponent was going to do. So I think through the winning and through what the seniors have done and provided, the younger kids stepped up and were vocal in being leaders and taking that role that responsibility to a different level than I've seen in the past, because usually the younger kids are quiet, and I was very impressed by that.
Some advice I'd give to the future is to stay positive, keep keep going, wake up every morning, and try your best.
To always work hard, never give up. That's it. I mean, you're gonna get what you put into it.
Work your best and have fun, because it's the best 4 years of your life.
You don't know when your last play is. You gotta play every play like you can, and beat prep.
Don't take any day off. I mean, you can see it throughout the year, throughout the summer. Every once in a while, kids will take a lifting off, a running off. Some days, kids will take a practice off here and there. But if you want to be the best player you can be, you can't do that. If everyone works as hard as they can, you can achieve whatever goal you want to have.
You're faced with a lot of adversity in sports. I think if you make the best out of those situations and always try to find the positive in everything, it's going to help you in everything you do, not just sports, but life in general, because sports teach you a lot about life.
I would just say don't accept anything less than the best. Nobody's better than you. No matter what anybody says, all you gotta do is work harder than them.
Give it your all. Leave everything that you have on the field. That's all I gotta say is, try your best.
I think the big lesson that we learned throughout the year was how to win every day and what that really meant. It's been our motto here for the last 21 years, and I think this year it was truly shown through what we had to go through. We lose Brady Hutchison in the beginning of the season, separates his shoulder. As Jesse Bike told us, he had the wind knocked out of him, but there was a little bit more than the wind. He comes back also for the Staples game and kind of helped turn us around a little bit with the receiving corps, because we were playing a lot of guys both ways and mixing guys in and out. And with our system, it's not easy if you don't do it full time. But he came back from a tough injury and performed well, and had a great end of the season run for us. And that's winning every day.
It means that you got to give your all, whether it's practice or a game, lifting, film session. Every day you got to be better. Every day you got to try as hard as you can, because if you try as hard as you can, you're only going to become a better player that day, a better person, and that's only going to carry over into the game day and into the rest of your life.
David Summers went through an awful lot personally, being all set to go away to college to Maryland, and a lot of crazy things happened down there, and he kind of got the weight of the world on his shoulders, trying to repeat as a champion on the field and having all this stuff off the field happen to him. And the way he dealt with it for a young kid to handle it the way he did, he did an amazing job of it, and everything I think worked out the way it should have for him, and that's winning every day.
Win every day means to win at everything you possibly can and do your best at everything, whether it's making your bed or if you're on the field, just getting better.
Rob Mahaley missed his entire junior season with an ACL tear, and he worked real hard to get back on the field. He got hurt in the first game of the season against New Canaan and went out for a few plays. I'm not sure what he was thinking. I know what I was thinking, and he came back to finish the game out and obviously finished the year and went out to become an all-state player. That's winning every day.
Winning every day means just getting one small win and moving forward, even if it's just a centimeter.
Mark Arnone gets hurt in the same game. I'm not sure if it was right after Rob or right before. It's a fracture in his leg, misses a few weeks. Came back faster than I ever thought he would. I wasn't sure he would ever even be back for the end of the year, but he came back at a critical point of the season against Staples. Did a great job for us. Wasn't easy, lineman, and then you have a fracture in your leg, and then you're playing a grueling position, and to come back off of that, that's winning every day.
Win every day helps me make sure that today is better than the last day. Make sure that I'm taking a step forward in life. On and off the football field, you should win every day in every aspect of your life.
We had Kyron who struggled a little bit at the end of last year, and things didn't go his way, and I think he learned a lesson. It changed the way he went about things and his approach to not only football but to life. He's going to go play college football now, and that's just speaks volumes of the type of kid he is and what he went through and what he tried to do, and I think he got that because that's winning every day too.
It means don't just win on the football field, win in school, win in everything, and when on the football field, win every play, take it one play at a time, just win.
Jesse Bike was hurt during the year, sprained an ankle, and he to tape himself up, and he persevered through it, never complained about it. He would just say, "Yeah, I'm all right." And he played with a dislocated thumb the last part of the year, and he didn't let that bother him. It was all about, I'm going to do what I can for the team, and that's winning every day.
It really sticks with us, at least the captains specifically, because you take a lot of pride in what your team does. When you see someone gets in trouble off the field, that hurts you specifically. So it's more like getting the guys more like actual grown men, because that's what football teaches you.
Captain Ace Lazzetti, he sprained an ankle pretty bad in one of the earlier games, and had to miss a couple of weeks, and it was kind of a battle fighting him that he wasn't going to play 1 week at least to rest up his ankle, and he ended up out in a big game against Staples, and he was determined never to miss another game. He used to come to practice every day with 2 different shoes on. One was about a size 14 because he used to tape up his ankle so heavily just to avoid any pain, and then he had a normal shoe on his other foot. So we used to laugh at him all the time for that, but he persevered through that, and then came back for the last couple of games of the regular season. Got hurt again in this, I think this is the second quarter against Trumbull, hurt his shoulder, and kind of played it off as it wasn't much, and he played through 2 injuries basically through the state playoffs, and ended up with having major surgery on his shoulder afterwards. But he was dedicated to his team, and being a leader that he is, a 3-year starter. Winning every day was in Ace's blood since he's been around here since he was about 5. So I think the last example I can give you is Phil. Probably had the most devastating injury of all. It was back and forth. His senior year. You talk about Rock going from missing a year to being an all-state player. We had an all-state player coming now to miss a whole year pretty much. He played in about maybe 2.5 games, and the thing I admired most about Phil during the whole time was he was on that sideline cheering for every guy and trying to make the guy playing his position better, and he worked with them and doing everything in his power to help us win and what he thought was best to help out the team. So a lot of things happened to us, a lot of adversity through the year, but I think through it all, everything, whether it's on the field or off the field, our guys understand the true meaning of win every day, and I think that propelled us to the back-to-back titles.
My fellow seniors, I hope we stay in touch, and I hope we keep the members that we had here because they were great. I wouldn't trade them in for anything.
Let's hopefully all stay in touch. I mean, we had a good thing all going here. My past 3 years, unforgettable moments.
Enjoy the rest of high school. I mean, college can be a lot different, and really reflect on the season, really enjoy everything that you've been through in your high school football career, and never forget the great moments we've had as a team.
Wherever you go, just take what you learn here from St. Joe's and just win every day at everything possible and be the best you can be.
Keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully we can stay together, come back and watch a couple games together, see the future Hogs progress and go on their own journey.
To my teammates, thank you for everything. The last 4 years have been amazing, taking me in. You guys knew each other before, or a lot of you did coming in. I didn't know anyone, and you guys became my second family. There's no place I'd rather be. Thank you.
Win every day.
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 Win every day.